Hello, everyone. In this episode of the Early Childhood Coach with a Child Care Experience, we are looking at the power of intention, setting goals, and staying focused in 2025. Welcome to the listeners, and I am ReShaun, your host, and let's talk about some of those goals. For me, my goal for 2025, I have several, but one of the main goals for me for 2025 is to start my own t-shirt line for educators. I am a passionate person that loves little knickknacks and things that represent my industry and my profession. And so as I was preparing for the new year, I was looking at some of the things I wanted to do, some of the things that I really wanted to focus on, and that was one of them. Another one that I want to do is host a luxurious resort-style conference. What most people don't know about me outside of my friends is that I am a Sandals Resort travel planner, and I have access to all of the resorts, and I want to plan a Sandals Resort luxurious conference. So that was one of my goals for 2025. So in this episode, we're going to explore how to set goals, prioritize what matters most, and stay on track when life gets busy. And that was my 2024, My life was so busy and so chaotic. And even so now in 2024, I am doing this podcast in my car at after school pickup. I'm waiting for the kids to come out. So I'm doing this podcast intentionally from my car. All right. So let's talk about intentional goal setting. Intentional goal setting requires that you are focused on what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're focused on it, and you are working out the details and the kinks to accomplish these goals. Now, it is, trust me, extremely challenging to try and do all these goals and live your life and be a mom or be a wife or be a dad, be a husband, be a coworker, be a friend, be all these different things while trying to maintain your identity and maintain your goal. So focus on the meaning of the goal. Why does this goal mean something to you? Why does it mean so much to you? For me, the planning of this resort, this conference means so much to me is because, number one, I've been told, I've put on good conferences. Number two, I want to bring educators to the islands. I want them to be able to explore Sandals, explore what the islands look like and how beautiful they are, and just kind of let go and unplug of their day-to-day responsibilities. While we talk about business, of course, while we talk about goals, while we talk about prioritizing your space and prioritizing your vision in a very tranquil environment. So why not? And then achievable objectives. That is important because your goal, you can have as many goals as you want, right? But let's look at the reality and the realisticness of these goals. Are these goals truly something that is achievable, right? Is it attainable? Can you do these goals, and can you give yourself an allotment of time to complete these goals, right? It's very important that we are good at setting goals. We are good at setting New Year's resolutions. But how many of us, even to this day right now, the 14th day of the year, how many of you have already flaked out on your resolution, right? Let me give you a minute. Okay, right? If you admitted to yourself, me, okay, then something was lost. And we need to figure out how to get that back, right? So I challenge you to write down 4 goals, okay? Write down 4 goals. Now, within each goal, I want you to get a sheet of paper, okay? You can either fold it up into 4 sections, right? You have 4 boxes. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, goal 4, right? In this paper that has been now folded off into 4 squares. Put your goal. What is your goal? All right. Now, realistically, right? Realistically, what are some achievable objectives for this goal? Like, what is it something that you can possibly do? okay? So for me, it's easy for me to start a T-shirt line. That is achievable. I don't have to put any money into anything. I don't have to do very much. I just have to sit and be creative. Everybody's so creative. That's all I got to do, right? The luxury resort conference, on the other hand, might be a tad challenging because it's not just me. There are other people. So I have to look at, does my goals involve myself, or does my goal involve other people? If my goal involves other people, I have to look at what is achievable and obtainable for them. Okay, now we're getting into something completely different. All right, the benefits. All right, so again, you've got 4 goals. Okay, this is your homework or your current in-class assignment. You have your 4 goals. You have your paper that you fold up into 4 squares, which means you have 4 little boxes. Each box should have a goal. Now, in that box, you should be writing, all right, or start the process of achievable objectives. What can I do to make this goal? That goal is your main thing. That's the main thing you're doing. Now, what can I do to make that goal come to pass? That's what you're going to write in the rest of your box. You can draw a picture. You can, write little words. What the objective is for you to find your goals. Because this is all helping you align yourself with your place in this world. Right? I can look at TikTok, I can look at Insta, I can look at the Tube, I can look at all these things, and everybody and their mama is giving me advice on what to do, but they don't know me, right? And so I have to do the work to identify where I belong, what area do I belong, how do I fit in, what does that look like? I can't be in everything that I would like to be in because that might not be where I belong at that moment, so I have to look at that. All right, so benefit, it's going to be clear. You're going to have clarity on exactly what I'm supposed to do. Everybody and their mom can fill your head with all these words, all this information, all these you would be so good at, oh my God, all that thing. People have done it all my life. But that doesn't mean I went the way of what they told me to do, right? Because some of those are distractions, and some of those are little nuggets to help push you towards your goal, right? Reduce overwhelm. By you writing it down, it's going to help reduce so that way you can know exactly what you're supposed to do. You don't want to focus on the little small stuff of everything. You want to actually focus on the big stuff that's going to create change and push you towards your goal. And improve time management. Time management, if I'm supposed to do this in 3 months, by the 30th or the 31st day of the 3rd month, I should be done. It should be ready to launch. Right? And in between, I set up a plan on what I'm going to do for each moment of the day or each day of the month to help make this goal come to fruition for the 30th or the 31st day of the month. All right? Relate this to the challenges professionals face, like balancing work, family, and personal growth. Okay? So your goals have to be intentional. It's got to relate to something. You have to figure out exactly what your goal is going to do, how it's going to help you, right? I am learning. I don't share my goals and dreams with everyone. I used to do that. I stopped doing that in these last 45 days because I saw the hate. I saw the hate, or I saw those snide comments or the little look or the remarks. And I'm like, we're equal. Why are we doing this? And so I stopped sharing my goals. So you're going to have to find my goals on CBS somewhere or ABC somewhere, because I've become very particular and very protective of who I share my goals with. Tie it back to what you do, all right? What you love, all right? What is it that you love to do that makes you, like, people know you for this? Make sure your goal ties you back into who you are. You don't want to take on someone else's goal for yourself because that's not your niche. That's not your pond, right? You want to stick to what you are supposed to do. You know that you're supposed to do. So I had lunch with a friend who always listens to my podcast. Shout out, Paul. Love him so much. And we had a very heavy conversation yesterday for lunch, Monday, January 13th, and we were talking about things we want to do and what, our accomplishments look like. And we were both honest and transparent about that. And we also put in about, dating and meeting new people and all that kind of stuff, right? So you want to tie all of your square should look something that resembles you, not resembles somebody else. Okay, so right now what we've done is we've just started your mini vision board, right? It's your but it's not a vision board. You're writing it down, right? So we're starting to put together some goals, okay? Now you want to break down those goals. You've got your grid. You've got your goals. Now break down those goals, okay? If my goal was to start a T-shirt line, I got to figure out, okay, what's the next thing I'm going to do after the T-shirt, after I find what I want, all right? I need to find a vendor. I need to find, someone who maybe prints on demand. Like, do I want to invest in a whole shirt, or do I want a whole, print shop, or do I want to have somebody do it for me, all right? Discussing time management, tools and hacks, having a planner, having some kind of app or something that can help you facilitate these goals and get these tasks taken care of. Again, we talked about time management, and we talked about staying on task, staying on that time frame that you want, all right? And then next is overcoming procrastination and distractions. Something that is seriously important. Life comes, it becomes a distraction. It becomes, I didn't get a chance. That was me, because, man, life was lifing last year. And so I hardly had any time to do any of the things that I wanted to do, and it really frustrated and upset me. But this time I'm being intentional, right? So if life is lifing, how much of that can I take? All right, I can only take a little bit. Cool. The rest of the time, I'm going to focus on what my goals are, right? All right. Acknowledge and stay intentional. It isn't always easy. So make sure that you are intentional. Someone else might come and distract you from your goals, but you need to tell them to wait, back up. I have a plan. Right now, you are not a part of that plan, so you're going to have to wait until my plan is done. Okay, so be mindful of the distractions that can come. Encourage listeners to be flexible, but stay committed to your vision. So make sure you are staying true to your vision. You know who you want. You know what you want to do and how you want to do it. So stay true to that. Now, in conclusion, I want you to set one intentional goal every day. You've got your 4 goals. You've got your achievable goals. Now, which one can you do every day to make sure that you've accomplished that goal? Now, don't go from goal 1 to goal 4 to goal 3 to goal 2. Start with goal 1, all right? Now, break it down. Break down that goal so that way by the end of your time frame, boom, you have fixed what you needed to fix. You have reached your goal. You did it on your own. You did it by yourself. You were great and wonderful at it, okay? All right, so let's recap. Be intentional. Break your goals down and stay accountable. I will gladly be your accountability partner. If you need one, you can email me at childcaremedia@yahoo.com, and we can talk. We can exchange numbers. I will be gladly there and available to help you reach these goals, okay? So if you find this episode helpful, I want you to share it with someone. Share it with someone who is actively trying to figure themselves out, who don't know where to start, right? Too many people are in our ear, and we have to be like, okay, I'm going to need everybody to be quiet because I need to hear my heartbeat, right? Because there are too many people that are talking to you at once, and they are distracting you. And that's what I've had to do several times over. I had to tell everyone to please be quiet. I can't hear. There's too many people talking. So if this episode has been helpful to you, I want you to share it with a friend. And I would love for you to leave a review. I would love, love, love for you to leave a review. And let's make our 2025 our most intentional year yet. And it is so amazing how much setting my goals and being intentional and working on my time management has been so helpful for me. I have so many things in the works right now. I am intentionally setting myself up to be on task, to be not a procrastinator, and to work on time management. I'm intentionally doing that. So what are you intentionally doing? Drop a comment in the review section. I want to know. You can email us at childcaremedia@yahoo.com. And until next time, be intentional, be intentionally you.